Alexa, ask Ford Pass to start my vehicle.
Okay, say your PIN. Sending start command to your vehicle.
What's going on, guys? Chris from Auto Academics here, and Ford's all-new 2019 Edge comes standard with a safety suite called Pilot360. And basically what that is, it gives you rear cross traffic alert, it gives you blind spot detection, it gives you adaptive cruise control, and it gives you emergency braking as well. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick look, get a nice little, I guess, test drive and experience exactly what those features do and how they work.
So in a moment, I'll ask you to slowly back out of the garage, all the way to the yellow line that you see in the camera.
Okay.
What will happen is we have a vehicle that will cross your path to the rear. We have radar sensors in the rear corners of the vehicle. It will sense the vehicle crossing, and it will give you an audible and visual alert that there's a vehicle behind you so that you can take evasive maneuvers to avoid collisions. So you can just slowly back out of the garage. All right, so that was the cross traffic alert.
Will the car actually brake autonomously if it sees something behind me or no?
Not to the rear.
Not to the rear, just to the front.
Yeah, we're going to demonstrate the front. Alexa, please close the garage door. There we go. All right, so the point of that is you can interact with the system from your car through Ford Pass. So anything that you have configured in your Alexa account, the system will work. And it just heard me say the word, so you can just cancel that. The next feature we'll demonstrate is the blind spot detection feature.
Okay.
So in a moment, we'll ask you to drive from here down to the distraction zone sign, and you can stop when you get there. You'll be going at about 15 miles an hour. Once you get to that speed, the Expedition to your left will position itself in your blind spot. And we have, with the same radars in the rear corners of the vehicles, it will detect that there's a vehicle in your blind spot that you couldn't otherwise see. And on your side view mirrors to your left, you'll get a yellow indicator light to alert you that there's a vehicle in your blind spot. The other thing that we'll ask you to do, once that blind spot light illuminates, we'll ask you to turn your left-hand turn signal on, and that will let the vehicle know that you intend to turn left. But since it senses a vehicle in your blind spot, that yellow light will actually start flashing to alert the vehicle, or to alert the driver that you may not want to turn into the neighboring lane because there's a vehicle in your blind spot.
Okay, yeah.
So go to about 15 miles an hour. We'll let the Expedition position itself in your blind spot. And there he is, so your yellow light's on. Now you can turn your blinker to your left, and you can see there we alert the driver you may not really want to do that. And we'll talk about the next feature, which is adaptive cruise control. So adaptive cruise control is a feature that's been in the Ford world for quite a few years now, but we've enhanced it for the Edge, and we've added stop and go capability, and we'll demonstrate that today. What stop and go does is it will follow a lead vehicle all the way down to a complete stop. And if the lead vehicle then departs from a stop, your vehicle will automatically depart from a stop and follow the lead car. You're steering, but the car will brake and accelerate.
So my foot's off the brake,
Yeah.
off the accelerator.
So you just steer around the corner, and the vehicle in front of us will come to a complete stop, slightly up here around the bend. And as you steer around the corner and follow him, our front-facing radars will sense that he's stopped and will bring you to a complete stop automatically behind him. And because he's going to be stopped for less than 3 seconds, you don't need to do anything. Our car will take off automatically for him. He's going to make one more stop and go up here. But I'll just point out that this feature can be coupled with lane centering, so that you can imagine in urban environments when you're in stop and go traffic, what a convenient feature to make your life much more comfortable in stop and go situations. So the next feature that we'll demonstrate here for you is our pre-collision assist with pedestrian detection feature. What we'll do here is, you'll see, yeah, eyes open.
Exactly.
What we'll do here is, straight ahead of us in our right-hand lane is what we're calling a balloon car. It's actually a stationary soft target that we use to engineer these features. So it's the actual target that we use to tune, develop all of these pre-collision assist features. And we'll demonstrate how it works today with you. So you'll experience two things when we approach the target. One, the first is you'll get a forward collision warning. That will be an audible and a visual tone that you'll get to alert the driver that the vehicle senses a potential collision in front of us. And the driver then has enough time to either steer away from the potential collision or apply the brake himself to brake away from the collision. But what you're going to do is you're not going to steer away and you're not going to brake. We're just going to keep traveling towards the balloon car. And the next thing that will happen after the warning, about a half a second later, is the vehicle will brake automatically for you. And in this case, we're going to do that at the last possible minute to let the driver take control if he or she wants to. But at the last minute, we're going to brake and give full braking pressure to completely avoid this collision. And the car will stop about a foot before the balloon car. So again, 20 miles an hour, straight line. And when you get to the green dumpster, foot off of both pedals, and the warning will happen, and then the braking very late and suddenly. Now you can put your foot on the brake because we release the brakes after a few seconds to let you drive away. But in that case, we again completely avoided the collision.
So there you have it, guys. Ford's new standard safety suite called Pilot360 that is now available on the 2019 Ford Edge. I'm a little out of breath. Got to walk back to where all of the other things are that they're showing us today, but it's all good. So go ahead and like that video. Don't forget to subscribe, and by all means, tune in next time. More good stuff coming. Chris from Auto Academics. Thanks for watching.